In August of 2025, a shocking story suddenly took over social media platforms like TikTok and Facebook. A video appeared to show a marine trainer named Jessica Radcliffe being attacked and killed by an orca during a live show. The video was dramatic and, honestly, pretty emotional. It showed what looked like a chaotic scene at a place called Pacific Blue Marine Park. People watched in horror as the giant whale seemed to turn on its trainer, pulling her underwater while a panicked crowd screamed. The story quickly went viral, shared millions of times by users who believed they were witnessing a real tragedy. The narrative was powerful, and felt incredibly real to a lot of viewers. The details of the story were designed to be both believable and, well, sensational. The video often included a slow-motion replay of the supposed attack, making the events feel even more intense and horrifying. A solemn, AI-generated voiceover would explain the tragic life of Jessica Radcliffe, adding layers of fake backstory to make her seem like a real person. Some versions of the hoax even included a completely fabricated claim that the orca was provoked by menstrual blood, a detail meant to spark debate and drive even more engagement. The combination of tragic visuals and a compelling, albeit false, narrative made the story irresistible to many online. However, the entire story is a complete fabrication. There is no real person named Jessica Radcliffe who was a marine trainer. There is no record of her ever working at any marine park, let alone being involved in such a horrific incident. Furthermore, the Pacific Blue Marine Park mentioned in the videos does not exist. It is a fictional name created for the hoax. Despite the video's realistic appearance, a quick search of credible news archives reveals no reports of such an event. The absence of any official news coverage from reputable sources was the first major clue that this viral sensation was, in fact, an elaborate and cruel hoax designed to manipulate viewers' emotions. This incident is part of a growing trend of viral death hoaxes that spread like wildfire online. In recent years, similar false stories have targeted celebrities like the rapper Lil Tay, whose Instagram account was hacked in 2023 with a fake death announcement. Another example is the RIP Eminem Facebook page that spread false rumors about the rapper's demise in the same year. These hoaxes prey on our tendency to react quickly to shocking news without stopping to verify it. The Jessica Radcliffe story was particularly effective because it combined a common fear with a seemingly authentic video, creating a perfect storm for misinformation to thrive in the digital age. The main reason the Jessica Radcliffe hoax fooled so many people was its use of sophisticated artificial intelligence. The video was not real footage of an attack, it was entirely generated by AI. Forensic analysis of the clip revealed numerous telltale signs of digital creation. For example, the movement of the water around the orca and the trainer was often unnatural, lacking the complex physics of real-life splashes and waves. The video also had strange visual artifacts, like blurred edges around the figures and inconsistencies in lighting that would not occur in a genuine recording. These small details are often missed during a casual viewing, especially on a small phone screen. The audio in the video was also a product of AI. The sounds of the crowd screaming, the announcer's panicked voice, and the eerie narration were all artificially generated. If you listen closely, you can notice that the voices have a slightly flat, robotic tone and unnatural pauses that are common in AI-generated speech. The sounds don't always sync perfectly with the visual chaos, another red flag that the content is not authentic. This technology has become so advanced that it can create convincing human-like voices and ambient sounds, making it much harder for the average person to distinguish between what is real and what is a deepfake. This use of AI to create fake news is a dangerous development. In the past, hoaxes relied on doctored photos or old out-of-context videos. Now, creators of misinformation can generate entirely new, realistic-looking videos from scratch. This makes it possible to invent events that never happened, complete with fake eyewitness footage. The Jessica Radcliffe story is a prime example of how this technology can be used to exploit public emotions for clicks and shares. The creators of the hoax knew that a dramatic, tragic video would be shared widely before anyone had a chance to check the facts, making their fake story a viral hit. The rise of AI-generated content means we all need to become more critical consumers of online media. It is no longer enough to trust what we see with our own eyes, as our eyes can now be easily deceived by technology. We have to learn to look for the subtle clues that something might be fake, like the strange water physics or the off-sounding audio in the orca video. Understanding that this technology exists and is being used to create misinformation is the first step in defending ourselves against it. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax serves as a powerful warning about the new era of digital deception we are entering. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax was particularly believable because it mirrored real-life tragedies involving orca trainers. These genuine incidents created a foundation of plausibility that the fake story exploited. The most well-known case is the death of Dawn Brancho, a senior trainer at SeaWorld Orlando in 2010. She was killed by Tilikum, an orca she had worked with for years. Another tragic event occurred in 2009 at Loro Park in Spain, where trainer Alexis Martinez was killed by an orca named Kido. These events were extensively documented by major news organizations and led to significant changes in safety protocols at marine parks worldwide. The creators of the Jessica Radcliffe hoax cleverly borrowed elements from these real stories to make their fake narrative more convincing. The setting of a marine park, the idea of a beloved trainer, and the shocking nature of an orca attack are all grounded in historical reality. However, there is a crucial difference. Real tragedies generate immediate and widespread coverage from credible news sources. When the Dawn Brancho incident happened, it was reported by the Associated Press, CNN, NBC News, and newspapers across the globe. Official investigations were launched, and SeaWorld issued public statements. This wall of verifiable information is completely absent in the Jessica Radcliffe case. The way the stories spread also highlights the difference between real news and fake hoaxes. News of the real attacks was disseminated through established journalistic channels that are accountable for their accuracy. In contrast, the Jessica Radcliffe story spread exclusively through social media algorithms. The video was designed for maximum emotional impact, using clickbait tactics like slow-motion replays and sensationalized claims to encourage shares. It thrived in an environment where emotional reaction is more important than factual verification. People shared it because it was shocking, not because they had confirmed it was true, which is how misinformation spread so rapidly. By comparing the fake story to real events, we can see how the hoax was engineered to manipulate us. The fake video felt real because we have seen similar, authentic tragedies before. However, the lack of any official confirmation, the absence of reporting from trusted journalists, and the reliance on sensational social media tactics are all clear signs of a hoax. The real stories of Dawn Brancho and Alexis Martinez are somber reminders of the risks involved in working with captive wild animals. The fake story of Jessica Radcliffe is a reminder of the risks involved in believing everything we see online without question. In an age where AI can create convincing fake videos, it is more important than ever to be skeptical of what you see online. The first and most crucial step in spotting a hoax is to verify the information with trusted sources. If a major event like an orca attack on a trainer really happened, it would be front-page news on credible websites like the BBC, Reuters, the New York Times, or the Associated Press. If you cannot find the story on any of these established news sites, it is almost certainly fake. The absence of official reporting is the biggest red flag. Another key skill is to scrutinize the content itself. Pay close attention to the details in the video. Look for signs of AI generation such as blurry or distorted areas, especially where objects meet, like a person's hair against a background. Watch for unnatural movements, like the strange water physics in the orca video. Listen carefully to the audio. Do the voices sound slightly robotic or lack natural emotional inflection? Does the sound sync perfectly with the video? Using a reverse image search on a screenshot from the video can also help you see if the footage is old, stolen from another context, or known to be fake. It is also wise to question sensational details that seem designed to provoke a strong emotional reaction. The claim that menstrual blood triggered the orca attack in the Jessica Radcliffe hoax is a perfect example of this. It's a shocking, controversial, and biologically dubious detail meant to fuel outrage and arguments, which drives engagement and shares. When you see a story that feels like it's pushing all your emotional buttons, take a step back. Ask yourself if the story is trying to inform you or just trying to make you angry, scared, or sad. Emotional manipulation is a classic tactic of misinformation. Ultimately, protecting yourself from hoaxes comes down to developing healthy and critical online habits. Pause before you share. Take a few moments to check the facts, especially if the story is shocking or surprising. Cultivate a habit of relying on a few trusted news sources for your information rather than getting your news from a social media feed, which is driven by algorithms that prioritize engagement over accuracy. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax was a powerful lesson in modern misinformation. By learning from it, we can all become smarter, safer, and more responsible digital citizens who help stop the spread of fake news instead of contributing to it.